I'm back for a little bit. I'll probably be going in and out.
If you don't mind, we will need...
The rest of the stream will probably be like no talking, kind of.
That Tejima visited. The soil looks like it must be something pretty. It looks like Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Huh. So, but he's been here for Well, let's go.
Well, I'll be... Still, it's over the years. How could I have forgotten something so important to me?
Hi.
Now that I think about it, love, regret, everything I felt for her. No, after all, I've forgotten who she was.
Oh,
Her
that's good.
face, it's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think, although, when I think about it like that, how curious. I shall remain.
Tejima seems to be feeling okay. Since it's just like Ayaka and that certainly explains. At least we were able to help.
Oh, that's...
According to Miss
Oh my goodness.
Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
I hope it's not too much of a bother for my streams to keep getting recommended. But I'm glad you're here. I'm just being a little quiet because there's another person who's resting nearby.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining... But why would they... Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
Well, to be fair, kind of trying to speed
I'll ask
it.
one more time. Do you and
The entire clan is counting on that food. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about...
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
No, I'm just that good at voice act. No, just kidding.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for... In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything.
That's good.
He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
Government corruption.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man.
but he's shown his true colors. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated.
This must be one of the people. Maybe we should talk to Curse.
I've never even... I don't know whether it's rumors or my own family can barely get by as it is. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shoguns aren't...
Oh, that's strange.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will perform certain... And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling like...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I were to top it all off, my house was just raided. If you don't believe me...
Well, we better confirm. We should be able to follow...
That's right.
We really outdid all those samurai houses packed with goods.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from.
Today's just the beginning.
You demand, but
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
Another test subject.
As a good knight should. Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up.
you're open.
Leave it all to me.
They said it was like a small amount of people, so that's true. I do wonder.
Freeze!
Windblade.
Oh, so sorry.
11 days ago,
Hard to steal that, you know?
I'm already AR 32, so yeah. I kind of got really excited. I started playing it during school too, but I got all my work done, so it's fine.
Come on, Bob.
Not bad, kid. You ever think Kurosawa? So he's the one who sent you after us, huh?
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies. I didn't want anyone else to... But now that you've caught us...
You've got a deal.
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing.
Yeah. And they all seem to be made. We better talk to this. As for you guys,
So we redeemed ourselves.
Shut it.
I usually just stream the Archon quests, but all the other boring stuff, kind of ignored that. Don't want to put y'all through so much of the boring stuff. I'm only skipping all the dialogue because I gotta go back and forth constantly in debt. Aw.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries, or perhaps there's so you.
whoa, whoa! How did Kurosawa end up?
Let me. Kurosawa would come. However, the price.
So that's how he. But why did he have to?
Well, if you think about it, Kurosawa thought that it would be quite so. He deemed it necessary.
Wow. And no one
Aw.
ever.
People's attitudes will. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone
I'm gonna
the
explore
truth
a
about the
lot.
supplies from the
I
start,
wanna
then
explore the
there wouldn't
world
be such a
completion
severe backlash
stuff.
now. Of course, I'm sure that as for why if you're still curious, what I see, most unfortunate. If he does sword? Oh, I've asked him about it. In hindsight, why don't you ask him about? Oh, but informate. Don't worry, I won't charge much.
At least we now know where the emerge. Let's go talk to Kurosawa.
What's the hurry?
What?
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be a real time. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoard?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing them.
Strange. I don't really have any. Why was I purchasing emergency provision? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare them, this sword was one. I remember once when I was. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. And said,
Hey, if you look, can you recognize the words?
virtue? Somehow those two words taking on seemingly endless debt, but what use of virtue and the Tenryo Commission sees my vision, and the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a...
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, in any case, we must never let him... Yeah. Seems fortunately for us, let's go find the next course.
That's true, they don't have a vision, so... I will say they don't really have anything to worry about. Kind of.
The third person who had the Paimon heard that this is his dojo.
Nanako, don't worry. Those thugs that challenged the...
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous.
It's just because he's been possessed.
Hey there!
Possessed?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers. Don't make me draw my blade.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciple?
Yep. But then we got here.
Please, accept my apology. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei, I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Sensei's name is Domo.
I see.
A name though self-taught. He mastered the... He once said that his goal was to become the... And so, even while training... But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken. He says the strangest... Junya and I have discussed it, and we both... But if I'm honest...
The Grand Narukami.
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest... Not that we'd
wow.
have any means, so don't worry, Nanako.
That's
The
what that
exorcism
big
will take
shrine
place
is.
this evening.
So, losing...
We almost have enough for a pole.
Just now, when she asked him who the people were, it looked like he was in great distress. All the while he kept calling those names. One of them was Anzai. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. Please, excuse me for a moment while...
Wow. Oh, is that him?
Huh? Who's that sneaky? We won't let them get away with...
What's the hurry?
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person!
How are you unless
Excuse me, and what are you doing?
Bad news? I don't care to talk about
The senior?
Anzai. Yes, That's me.
Ooh.
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone. When we were young, we trained. I had begun training 5 practitioners of Meikyoshi, but Domon was different. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training. Only then did I realize that he was consumed by.
Sure sounds like him.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that of all the disciples, Domon's arrival later. After that, I wanted
He's a bit
nothing further
jealous.
to do with. So, when I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. So you see. Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it. Still, Paimon's...
What? Does that mean that he's just...
Nanako, what?
I'm sorry. With what powers I have, but spirits link and all is certain.
Lady Yai?
The head shrine maiden of the... Correct. Lady Yai, I am unable to say for certain.
Excuse me, Miss...
That won't be necessary. All that I must leave now. But
So even she didn't
Who'd
know.
have thought Lady Yai
Do
herself?
you mean to say that
No, that's not what I meant. I just mean this is Lady Yai. The head... Anyway, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sin...
Sure. Who knows? Maybe we'll...
Ooh, fox. More fox.
think that's also... Is it just it was probably nothing. It's not like...
Keep away. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this.
Lady Yai, it must be this is nothing like him at all.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that
Then did...
yes. Unable to cope with the as one who is as for what has triggered this
Stripped of his ambition.
your school practices, stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. There was once then.
What a Lady Yai, I'm not sure...
The path it requires one to take their sword for only a deep commitment to when that ambition disappeared.
Poor Sensei.
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that... Did he follow us the whole...
Ansai, you're here for revenge, aren't you?
You're right to assume. It's been so long now. I don't think most of the... Now I know that we can't, but that is no reason to strip...
But what if one day I put everything I had, if there's a chance they'll...
Have you asked them what they...
Sensei. After I can't know whether I want to keep going until...
Nanako's far from the only one.
Goodness.
You see? Being stripped of your ambition is something so... Just... You are not in the same...
I'm sorry to have made you worry. I no longer have the resolve, but as your sensei, this is my promise.
You can count on that. But I am not... Well, don't just...
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf.
Traveler, a moment so. But the wind that blows for us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes.
Ooh, Lady Yai, she seems super
I'm gonna pick up stream.